It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, over the first half of the season, we've gotten a good sense of what this team is capable of. When they're on, which they have been consistently, they are an excellent unit. And Jimmy Butler's slowly but surely proving that he can be a leader for a winning team. Question for you, Shaq. Is he the best two-way shooting guard in the league right now?
Incredible defense, Ernie. He can guard several positions with his length. Offensively, he took things to another level last year, and yes, he can take over the games, and yes, Chicago belongs to him.
Question for you, Shaq. Is he the best two-way shooting guard in the league right now? Answer the question.
He's one of them. He's probably two.
Oh, if he
second guy.
He's second guy? Would you say my guy Klay Thompson is one?
I would have to agree with you.
Okay, if he's one, then that's, I think defensively, I would say that Butler's a little bit better, but offensively, Klay Thompson's a lot better.
I agree with you, Kenneth Edward Smith.
Thank you. Why Edward?
Edward, that's your middle name?
I don't have a middle name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
You do now. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan. In fact, Kevin Edward Harlan, as we approach the tip.
You don't have a...
The Mavericks look to take charge at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to bring it to you live. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. Only one game away from Chicago here. The Bulls will be back home for the next one. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
Yeah, but checking out Chicago, what a start to the season it's been for them. I mean, it has taken them no time to find that rhythm. They have looked fantastic from day one.
Well, they did a great job of finding their strengths in the preseason, and since the start of the regular season, they have played to those strengths beautifully.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. They've got Dwayne Wade. Portis is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Robin Lopez, and it's Rondo in at the one spot. Now here's Lopez. 6 on the shot clock, and Lopez throws it down.
That's what you call high percentage right there, Kev. He is so hard to handle at point-blank range.
And you look over the career of Dwayne Wade. He was initially a slasher, but he's improved his shot and pull-up jumper immensely. And he has become a threat from deep if you give him space. Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Curry dishes to Barnes. There's the pass to Noel. Rondo against Barnes. There's a screen by Noel. Offensive rebound. Matthews, no one around him. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. On defense, the Mavericks. 4-point game. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
That's what you call precise execution. And to do it in front of a loud, hostile crowd, they had to have excellent focus and discipline. That was really well done.
first free throw is good. And as we look forward to the playoffs, they call it the second season. Doris, what do you look for in a playoff team to reach that level of success?
I think what you see over the course of an 82-game regular season schedule is you see teams build their habits. And most of those habits start on the defensive end of the floor. If you look traditionally at NBA champions, you can go back a long time and find that the best teams and the ones that have won championships have been consistently in the top third from all of the defensive metrics. So that's, habits, defense, and then in today's NBA stars, you've got to have, I think, at least 2 and sometimes 3, depending on how big your stars are.
Unable to get that one. And it's Dallas the other way. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the 2 teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
Now, here's Curry. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. There's a screen by Noel. Curry can't get it to go.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Count it.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
If you're the coach, you hope it's a wake-up call. Get them to tighten things up on the inside and start protecting the rim with a little bit more authority.
Here's Nowitzki after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Good on the shot.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Rondo kicks to Portis. Back to Rondo. He dishes it to Butler. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Portis. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Matthews. A 14-point game for him in the win against Charlotte.
Yeah, don't forget how great he was drawing contact and getting himself to the free throw line. Picked up a ton of easy points there.
Now here's Wade. Following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Takes it from 10, and it's Chicago scoring again.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Early in his career, Robin Lopez was a backup center, but he has grown into a quality starter. You're talking about an elite rim protector. Though he's not the quickest big man in the game, he uses his size exceptionally well.
And for Robin Lopez, you hear it time and again. Counting numbers, points, rebounds, what have you. Doris, don't do justice to his impact on a game.
I'm going to give you an example, Kevin, right? Here's his rebounding numbers. They're not going to knock your socks off, but his teams always rebound much better when he's on the floor. And the reason? He's tremendously disciplined boxing out. He doesn't always get the board, but he makes certain that his man doesn't get it either, and that's as important.
Here is Matthews. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Dallas again missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Portis, the pass to Lopez. Back to Portis. Wants to get it to Butler and does. Again, Chicago.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Matthews, a screen on Rondo. Curry dishes to Nowitzki. With the fadeaway. Outside for Curry. Nowitzki left side. Some nice passing here by Dallas. That one goes in. Nowitzki's got his first 2 points of the night.
Always the size advantage. The great timing as well from Dirk Nowitzki.
Pass to Portis. Kicks it to Butler. Back to Portis. Barnes grabs the miss. Mavericks trail by 10. Pass to Curry. Back to Barnes. And Butler sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Curry kicks to Noel. Over Butler.
And you can see they're struggling from the field. No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
The shot by Rondo is no good. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Rick Carlisle.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, we talked about his team's game plan coming into the matchup. I addressed the shot blocking and the demoralizing effect that team has. And we said that could be a factor psychologically as well as physically. The key for us is to play unselfishly, draw the help, and kick the ball to the open man. If we execute our offense well, we'll be fine. Kevin?
Wonderful stuff, David. Thanks. What approach to use against the opposing D, I guess, in the front of their minds, it sounds like, guys.
And I think it's going to take not just one approach, but several. I mean, they are so good at making adjustments defensively. They'll have to be ready to adjust on the fly as well.
Well, I think this is going to go back and forth. You have two excellent coaches and two teams, each looking to establish dominance early.
Barnes can't get it to go.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Three-pointer, Butler, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his third assist on the night. Curry with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Dishes it to Barnes. There's a screen by Noel. Three from Matthews. They get it back. Tries again. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Nerlens Noel, already an exceptional defender, but his offensive game is still, Greg, a work in progress.
Yeah, they're trying to develop his free throw shot, and I think they're hoping his elbow jumper improves along with it. He can already pass and slash from the high post, and if he gets that jumper going, he'll have the makings of a triple threat.
That's good from Noel. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. One thing the Bulls have to deal with that is unique to their franchise, Greg, is a extremely high expectation factor from their fan base.
And when you have a rich franchise history like the Bulls, it's a double-edged sword. Fans can always look back at the great years in the 90s, but they'll always long for a return to those days, and sometimes the expectations can be too much. You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Yeah, they're pressing, no question, forcing things that aren't really there.
And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Mavericks.
And not a lot of attempts from beyond the break. Those deeper three-pointers can be a little outside of some players' range, but they've got guys who can make that shot. I think that's just an outlier so far.
Nowitzki a screen, and Matthews kicks to Noel. Dallas again missing.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Now here's Rondo. 11 points for him in that last game against Cleveland. Back to Wade. Clock at 6. Here's Butler. Mavericks with the rebound. Barnes passes to Curry. Back to Barnes. Tipped away. Feeds it to Noel. Good D by Lopez.
Yeah, hard for them to shave this deficit when they've got him shooting such a low percentage.
Outside Butler takes a 3. Butler missing again. Mavericks trail by 12. Curry with it. He's picked up by Rondo. And Matthews kicks to Curry. The feed to Noel. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
And Lopez throws it down.
already seizing control of this game.
Two teams in very different modes right now. One playing with energy and passion at both ends, and the other wishing for a reset button on this game.
Now here's Barnes. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Some solid defense from Butler.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Oh, and the jam by Butler.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
Boy, they have a chance to put an end to this one before it even really gets started. That's how good their offense has been.
And here are the Mavericks now, after the Bulls pick up 2. Here's Barnes. Sinks that one from the post. Barnes has got his second bucket.
Well, I don't like the passivity of this defense at all. They can't be giving him free access to the hoop. You might as well roll out the red carpet.
Well said. Now here's Lopez. He's coming off a 13-point game against Cleveland.
And don't forget about the 2 blocks. He really changed the game for his team on the defensive side.
Matthews. He doesn't hit that one, so the Bulls will take it the other way. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And really, I thought what was the difference in that game? Offensive rebounding or the lack thereof. A lot of one-and-dones in that game.
You know, if you're going to create more points, you need to create extra possessions. And getting wiped out on the boards kept that from happening.
Up off the screen.
Well, Wes Matthews navigating through contact, connecting on these shots. That's nice.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
I think the Mavericks, you look at a changing supporting cast around Dirk Nowitzki year after year. They've tried to find the right blend since their 2011 title. I mean, they've been consistently good, make no mistake, but never reaching that level of greatness.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. With this break in the action, here's a look at the teams that have blocked the most shots in the NBA this last month. The Mavericks 4th.
They have been racking up the blocks lately. I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody.
The Bulls leading by 13. And the Mavericks aggressively going after other superstar free agents to pair with Nowitzki over the years. But, Doris, they've just struck out.
Well, Kevin, most recently, obviously, the DeAndre Jordan saga, where they thought they'd signed arguably the best center in the league. And it's hard to say why they haven't been able to get other stars. You know, Dirk's certainly a guy you'd want to play with.
Here's Barea after the basket by Nikola Mirotic. They set the screen. The dish to Harris. Mirotic grabs the miss.
Got to be stronger about finishing those looks. That's a great opportunity, guys.
Indeed it is. You're right, Doris. Here's Payne. And that one comes up a bit short. Mavericks trail by 15. And easy 2 points on the layup.
That, my friend, is what we call poetry in motion. Terrific pass that led him right into the shot.
Chicago's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Carter Williams kicks to Valentine. There's 1:26 left to play in the first. Mirotic gets the bucket.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to summon up a little more sense of urgency.
Left side, Harris. Barea with a wide open look. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Chicago leading by 16. Valentine dishes to Mirotic. Over to the wing. Now here's Payne, guarded by Barea. Baseline try. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Dallas has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Another miss by Barea. Now Chicago has gone 3-4 on three-pointers in the first quarter. Doing well from long range.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And they're doing it by working the ball inside and getting those high-quality looks in the paint. That's been their recipe.
And for the Mavericks, they're shooting a mere 25% from the floor in this first quarter. 23 seconds left here in the opening quarter. He doesn't usually fire from out there. He has 5. Guys, they've really built a nice lead here.
And doesn't show any sign of slowing down.
Now Carter Williams. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. He kicks to Mirotic from downtown. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Bulls lead by 15. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And a comfortable margin for the Bulls here, guys.
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Boy, they have not been caught out of position much, and they're taking great angles to the ball. I love what I'm seeing tonight.
So for Chicago right now, we've got Valentine. Laverne is out there with Mirotic. Then it's Carter Williams, and it's Payne in at the one.
Two shots. Two shots.
That's good from Harris. Doris, just taking a look now at the players in the game, past and present. Who is or was the most exciting player for you to watch?
Boy, that's a lot. I mean, there's so many names, Kevin. I think Michael Jordan, because when it became a possession ball game down the stretch, everybody in the gym knew Michael was going to find a way to the basketball. I love the Showtime Lakers, so watching Magic run the break with James Worthy, that kind of extraordinary athlete out there. And in today's game, I don't know how you cannot admire LeBron James. This is a once-in-a-generation type player. And then the other guy, obviously, Steph Curry. This guy is changing the very definition of what is being defined as a quality shot. And I think Steph is going to change the next generation of basketball players.
What are they doing? What are they seeing? What they do now, you know, translate into how the game is, in your words, going to change?
Well, I think, obviously, you know, we see that dynamic pregame warm-up for Steph Curry where he's dribbling two balls and he's doing all sorts of magical things. And I think you could look at any playground around the United States or any practice at this point, and you're going to see a full generation of players now thinking 35-foot shots are the norm. I'm going to step across half court now, and I'm going to be able to shoot it with that kind of range. And to have the ability to make shots with defenders draped all over you. Sometimes Steph doesn't look at the rim. When he's taking those shots, you sit there and go, he wasn't looking. How did he make that shot?
Extraordinary. Chicago leading by 10. Payne kicks to Valentine. There's a screen. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Just 5 to shoot. Inside. Here's Laverne. Mavericks with the rebound.
As soon as he caught it, the defense was in his grill. Really impressive.
Knocked away. Harris passes to Barea. And J.J. Barea out of Puerto Rico. Listed at 6 foot. Doris, are you buying that?
Well, Kevin, maybe with his shoes on, but even then, he's probably an inch shy. But listen, Barea uses his quickness and mobility to his advantage, and he's always looking to attack the defense off the pick and roll. Tough guy to contain.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
77% shooter at the line a season ago. Those are better than average numbers.
That free throw, no good. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Dallas. Chicago also making some changes. Lopez comes in for Laverne. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Valentine. That one misses.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, we know Jimmy Butler made a big bet on himself back in 2014. He turned down the Bulls' 4-year, $44 million contract extension offer, and it paid off. After a breakthrough season, he signed a new contract, a max deal for 5 years and $95 million. He said of his decision, "I was nervous, I'm not going to lie to you, but everything I put myself through, I knew what I was capable of."
He's come a long way, David. Thank you.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Carter Williams kicks to Lopez. He feeds it to Butler. Back to Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, "Thank you very much," and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And the Mavericks call time here. You know, Greg, when Jimmy Butler is out there, you have to be aware of just how explosive a player he can be. When he turns it on and gets in that groove and feels the rhythm, he can completely take over a game with his scoring.
And Kevin, I'm sure you remember that 53-point outburst he had last season. Butler has games where he has everything that kind of just falls into place. And he gets his scores in so many ways, but usually when he goes off, it's because he's getting to the free throw line.
Dwayne Wade's checked in for Chicago. Rondo comes in for Cameron Payne. And Noel throws it down.
And Wade to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Chicago leading by 9. Outside Rondo. Lopez up top. Here's Mirotic. He has 5, and the shot goes in. Mirotic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Curry kicks to Barnes. And there's the pass to Noel. A 3 from Matthews. Chicago grabs the miss. Lopez has got 5 rebounds tonight. Rondo dishes to Mirotic. Outside Rondo. Back to Mirotic. Shoots it. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 11. Outside Curry. He dishes it to Matthews. Puts up a 3. Kept alive. Second chance shot, and it's blocked by Mirotic. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. The Bulls leading by 9. Outside Rondo. Butler against Barnes.
He needs to complete that opportunity. Really shocking he botched that one.
Up again. He can't get that one. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. They led by as many as 18 points. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Now here's Rondo. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Just 5 on the clock. No good from Wade. Mavericks trail by 9. 5-on-3 break. It's stolen by Wade. Oh, and here we go with Rondo. Nobody back. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Rondo's got his first 2 points. Dallas has gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Curry kicks to Matthews. Out left to the wing. Shoots it. Again, the miss by Nowitzki.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
He knows it. He just got locked into scoring mode and couldn't get out of it.
Now, here's Wade. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Cleveland. Lopez, no luck.
Oh, boy, that would have been a nice alley-oop.
Going straight for the highlight play would have been a beauty, too.
Matthews, no good. Chicago leading by 11. Lopez kicks to Wade. Lets it go from the wing. A second chance effort, and the rejection by Noel. Curry passes to Barnes. Back to Curry. Pass to Noel. Wesley Matthews on the wing. Nobody near Barnes. No good from outside. Chicago's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And stolen by Barnes. Outside Curry. Pass to Noel. Matthews against Wade. It's off his foot. And the ref's saying he kicked it. And the past few years, Doris, the league has looked to provide more transparency and officiating. This is an interesting topic. Do you feel that's a move in the right direction, the transparency?
Well, from a fan's perspective, certainly, because you want to make sure that what you're watching is legitimate. You want to know that, okay, you know, they might have missed this call or that call, and that's the human aspect that you can't fix. I do understand the players and coaches' perspective that it's frustrating to them because it never changes the outcome. So from their perspective, they're sitting there saying, don't tell me that. I don't need to know. I already knew. You don't have to confirm my feeling. But from a fan perspective, I would want that kind of transparency.
Does it undercut, though, the view that we as fans have of the officials? And they say some games, last 2 minutes, may have 9 things that were wrong. And now you're wondering, why are these guys even out there officiating when there were 9 things wrong in the final 2 minutes?
And because you cover college basketball, you know as difficult as this has been for NBA officials because they have been under the glare and the microscope, and I do wonder if that's contributed to sort of a snowball effect. You know the officiating at the NBA level is the best in the world.
It is. And Doris, the Mavericks is such an energetic organization. They leave no stone unturned. And you look at the fan experience here at the American Airlines Center. It's second to none.
I agree, Kevin. They've made it their mission to engage the fans at all times. And ownership saying they want it to feel like a great wedding, just a celebration. You hear a lot of teams talk about smartphone integration, this and that. They don't want people looking at their devices. They want them looking up.
Mavericks trail by 6. Curry with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Over in the corner, Matthews. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from.
And this is a grown man shot chart right here. Not too much going on outside, but look at how things are for them in the paint. They are attacking the rim and not settling for the jump shot. And right now it's paying off in bunches. If I'm them, then I'd continue to do the same thing going forward until an adjustment is made.
Now here's Rondo. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Matthews against Wade. And the rejection by Noel. Here's Barnes. Barnes with another miss.
Sometimes you just have an off day, and this is one of those games for him.
And here's Rondo. Outside Butler. 6 to shoot to end the drought. Good work defensively by Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 6. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Dallas making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Laverne, he's checked in for Lopez. And it's Valentine in for Jimmy Butler. And Nowitzki, wide open, he fires. Connects from three-point range. Nowitzki's got 6 here in this quarter. Here's Rondo. And he converts the layup. And the Bulls lead by 5.
He's got such soft touch around the rim. The D has to try to keep him out of the paint because if he gets close, it's lights out.
Harris with it. Wade picks him up. Nowitzki a screen. Shoots off the screen. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Nowitzki's got 10 points in the game.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Rondo kicks to Portis. Wade against Harris. Trying to break.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And Laverne throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Mavericks trail by 9. Harris dishes to Noel. Kicks to Barnes. The teardrop falls in. Barnes has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Boy, got a little fancy with that one. Laid in the floater and got the crowd buzzing.
Rondo kicks to Portis. To the paint. Here's Wade. Plays it up and banks it in. 12 points for him.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Now here is Harris. 8 points his last outing. There's a screen. 1 second left. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Look, Kev, right now Dirk has the touch, getting him the ball anywhere on the floor, and he's comfortable pulling the trigger.
That'll do it for the first half. It's the Bulls. They're up by 7. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, your assessment of how your team played in that first half?
I thought we came out with a very good mentality on the defensive end, getting steals, led to fast break layups. I thought our pace was good on offense. If we can keep that up, we'll be in good shape.
Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the 3rd quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Dwayne Wade has been all over the floor tonight. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, how do you think Dallas played?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it back to Kevin Harlan and crew. They are standing by courtside.
The second half just about to get going here. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
Just in attack mode, he was able to get in the lane at will in that first half.
I don't think you can let this guy run free through the paint. I mean, you got to put a body on him or he'll go wild.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Here's Curry. And Rick Carlisle, coach of the Mavs, renowned for his X's and O's. But he said, Doris, he tries not to call any plays offensively if he can. Something that began when Jason Kidd was his point guard.
Right, Kevin, because he feels the more random they can be, the more unpredictable, the tougher they are to defend. And to me, that's a sign of a great coach. You instill concepts and philosophies, leave players the room to improvise.
They've got Nerlens Noel, Matthews out there with Curry. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Nowitzki in at the 4 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Chicago leading by 7. Wade left side. Passes it to Lopez. Wade dishes to Rondo, and that one drops for him. Rondo's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Bulls. Matthews passes to Curry. Back to Matthews. 17-foot shot on the way. And good. Got the Ingles that time as it falls.
Kevin, I don't think the defense can do much about that. Tremendous concentration by Wes Matthews on that jumper.
Outside Rondo. To the middle. There's Portis. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Whoa, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Mavericks trail by 9. And Matthews kicks to Curry. Barnes sets a screen for Curry. Rondo against Barnes. Outside for Curry. And the 3 off target. The Bulls leading by 9. Rondo dishes to Lopez. Here's Portis, and he lays it straight in. Portis has got 4 points this quarter.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Outside Matthews. To the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. The offensive rebound. And that one's good. Noel.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
That's just laziness on the part of the defense, not hustling to get to the boards.
Now here's Rondo. He has 6. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Some changes for Chicago. Michael Carter-Williams comes in for Dwayne Wade. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Rajon Rondo. The Bulls shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%. You know, you figured that Dwayne Wade might be a player to finish his career playing for just one team, the Miami Heat. But in the end, things just ended bitterly. Wade had taken less money in the past so the Heat could win titles. I mean, he was done playing for a discount, and the Bulls, boy, did they step up.
And with the trade of Derrick Rose and the departure of Pau Gasol, it seemed like the Bulls might look to rebuild and go young. Then they reverse course and get Chicago native Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, and don't forget the deal for Rajon Rondo. They're taking kind of a blended approach. Not a lot of three-point shooting in that backcourt. So it'll be interesting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Minutes gone now in the 3rd quarter. Barea kicks to Matthews. Pulls it up. They grab their own miss. The Bulls leading by 12. Here's Carter-Williams. And that one hits back iron.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority. The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it was controversial in Chicago, but the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg to replace Tom Thibodeau. Hoiberg played for a decade in the NBA, and at Iowa State he was the fastest coach in school history to reach 100 wins. In Chicago, guys, it seems he's loosened the reins a bit, giving the players a little more leeway to shoot with confidence and air it out offensively.
The players have responded. Thanks, David.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Well, they talk about basketball IQ, Doris, all the time from a point guard and broadcaster perspective. How would you, I'd be interested in this, how would you define it?
You know, I think you can see a player who has played the game from their earliest. Like, I picked the game up at 7 years old when I moved next door to a park. And when you play the game from that young an age, there's just this natural understanding of the nuance of the game. Like, my son has played golf since the time he was 2 years old. He's been on a golf course. There's a nuance, there's a feel for it that you can't teach. It's been developed because it's been a part of who you are for such a long time.
Now here's Powell. Some nice passing here by Dallas. From about 16, Matthews controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. To the inside, Powell with the steal. Inside, here's Matthews. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two. And Wes Matthews suffering a torn Achilles 2 seasons ago. Despite that, the Mavericks, Doris, gave him a 4-year max contract going into last season.
I think what they were doing, Kevin, was betting on his toughness. And you think about, he was back in action surprisingly quickly, but wasn't as effective last season. And he'll have to continue to improve his play to justify that top dollar contract.
First one falls for.
Well, Wes Matthews, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, an amazing perimeter scorer who loves playing on the defensive end.
Mirotic is checked in for Lopez.
There's some of that trademark consistency of his at the free throw line.
The Bulls leading by 9. Carter Williams with it. Now the pass to Portis. Back to Carter Williams. The shot, no good. Good D by Matthews. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Barea, the pass to Mejri. Good on the bucket. Mejri's got his first points of the night.
That's just terrific team basketball leading to a bucket. Great feed, better finish.
Now Payne. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Dishes it to Carter Williams. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. And the Bulls lead by 9.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Here's Barea. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. They get the rebound. Powell kicks to Mejri. No good from 11 feet. Chicago leading by 9. And here's Payne, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Carter Williams can't get it to go.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
I'll tell you, just his mere presence inside, his instincts for altering shots, exceptional.
Evan Harris is checked in for Matthews. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Burns checked in. Here's Mejri. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. On deep, Barea, but they get it back.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
Payne dishes to Butler. Unloads from 13. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Butler's got 11 points.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Been the story all too often for them today. Too disorganized, not playing cohesive basketball at all.
Now here is Harris. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. Lets the three fly. Mejri with the rebound.
If he were shooting even a little better, they would have a much bigger lead.
Here's Powell. And Mirotic sends it back. And he recovers it. Here's Mejri, defended by Laverne. Dallas again missing. Chicago leading by 11. Here's Butler, and it's Butler with the jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here's Barea. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. But they recover it.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard. Gets them another possession and allows them to run even more clock.
Mejri, the pass to Powell. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his first foul. Valentine's checked in for Butler.
Now into the lineup for the Bulls. Denzel Valentine.
Powell kicks to Harris. The Mavericks rebound.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
Here's Powell trying to get back on track. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Powell is tremendous right now, crashing the glass, showing true grit on the glass.
And another young Canadian making a name for himself, Dwight Powell, the 45th pick in the 2014 draft. He played at Stanford and showing that he's, Doris, a player to watch.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, basically a throw-in that Rajon Rondo trade, but the 6'11" athletic big man has some shooting touch, and he just needs to fill out that frame so that he can absorb an 82-game schedule in the NBA.
Mirotic, and he can't bank that one in.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Now, here's Barea. Not a lot of room. Offensive rebound, Mavericks.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
Feeds it to Harris. Clock is at 3. From deep. Harris missing again. The Bulls leading by 10. Here's Valentine. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Valentine's got his second basket of the night. Mavericks shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively to say the least. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. For Chicago, they've gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work.
It's hard not to go for it when you see the chance for that alley-oop.
So much of this game is played loose, above the rim, but you still have to convert to count it.
Now, here's Barea. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And the basket good by Mejri.
Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed.
Now here's Payne, guarded by Barea. There's the feed to Carter Williams. His three-pointers off the mark. Mavericks trail by 10. A 3-ball. Valentine grabs the board. Chicago's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Carter Williams kicks to Laverne. Back to Carter Williams. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And for the Mavericks, Doris, some tough luck with injuries over the last few seasons, sapping their strength come playoff time.
I think, Kevin, they need everything to bounce their way to make a deep playoff run. They're hoping the basketball gods are a little more forgiving this time around.
And that one misses.
And really, you got to commend the Bulls for the success they've had in the draft. If you look at that roster, you see a ton of big-minute players who were drafted by the Bulls. They've done a great job of finding players to fill roles within that team.
Wade, he's checked in for the Bulls. And he's good on the second. And with the Bulls and their draft success, a lot of it has come with picks, Greg, later on in the draft.
Yeah, the last lottery pick the Bulls had was Derrick Rose. Not a bad one there.
Yes.
But since then, they've drafted or made trades on draft day to find a ton of rotation players. Give a lot of credit to their scouting department for their continued success.
Now here's Barnes. He's covered closely. And it's Noel missing. The Bulls leading by 11. Now here's Valentine. Now the dish to Carter Williams. And there's a minute 45 left in the third. Just 5 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Wade. Valentine. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
That was some serious hustle right there. You have to love a team with a big lead still pounding the offensive glass.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Not the strongest play defensively, though. I mean, he was taken out by that screen far too easily.
Now here's Carter Williams. He kicks it to Valentine. Lets it fly from 18. Uses the glass that time, and it's good. Wade's got 14. Mavericks trail by 13. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the third. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
He has to feel devastated. A miscue that could really affect the outcome of this game.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. Seth Curry comes in for J.J. Barea. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Rajon Rondo is checked in for Carter Williams. Here's Wade. That one's not going to go. Some solid defense from Harris. The three from Barnes. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got his 4th rebound in this one. Rondo dishes to Wade. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Mirotic, the pass to Laverne. Just 5 on the clock. Wade missing again.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bulls lead by 13. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
It's not always going to be perfect, right? Sometimes we got to scramble and work it out. Got to keep our aggression up.
You heard Rick Carlisle, not looking to make it a pretty game. All he cares about is the results.
And that does often come from hustle. I mean, from pushing the action. We'll see how it plays out.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. The Bulls leading by 13, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So for Chicago right now, Rajon Rondo is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Valentine. And it's Portis in at the 4 spot.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And Noel kicks to Matthews. Noel, a screen on Wade, shot off the pick. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Rondo kicks to Portis. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Well, Doris, of course, we all know you've had a chance to meet and interview so many coaches and players throughout the NBA. What are some of the best things about that?
Yeah, I think maybe the most surprising thing about interviewing NBA players in particular is they are very much like you and I.
Shooting 2.
There are periods of great confidence, but if they start to struggle, just like you and I, their confidence can come and go, and they need positive reinforcement. I think the thing I've learned is most often NBA players, aside from the great and sort of distinguishing skill, they are people first and foremost.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Mavericks making a switch here. Measure's checked in. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Chicago. Both shots good from the stripe. And the Mavericks, every summer, very aggressive in free agency doors, trying to reload to give Dirk Nowitzki a shot at one more title.
And Kevin, it's surprising to me more players haven't wanted to go to Dallas. A vibrant market, no state income tax, and most importantly, the chance to play with a Hall of Famer like Nowitzki, who creates space for everyone else.
The Bulls leading by 17. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 9th assist in the game now. And so it's Dallas with him. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. Matthews with it. Butler covering. Baseline jumper. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And the Bulls with possession. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That is his first foul of the game. Chicago making a switch here. Payne's checked in. Here's Portis. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
In just about every phase, they have dominated. Lockdown defense, explosive offense. This has been special.
Here's Curry. The Bulls getting the bucket. Nowitzki a screen. Barnes against Butler. Shot to stop the run, and the basket good by Mejri.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look from mid-range for someone with his size and his touch.
Now here's Rondo. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds, Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Great anticipation, just a little late getting his hand in there.
J.J. Barea checked in for Seth Curry. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Carter Williams is checked in. The first one falls. And Doris, many players have said the league has become softer over the years. In your view, has the league moved away from a physical brand of basketball?
Well, because you've been calling this league longer than I have, I'm throwing this question back at you. You look at a guy with the frame and game of Steph Curry. Could he have been successful in the era that the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat were basically hand-to-hand combat on a nightly basis?
I think he would have found a way. I think it would have been more difficult. Whether he'd be as prolific as now, I don't know. I think the game has the essence of all the best parts of the physicality without being the drudgery of every play being hand-to-hand combat.
I think as a fan, I would agree, because the Showtime Lakers were my favorite team growing up. They played with pace. They played with fluidity. Mm-hmm. You had the back-to-the-basket center. You had the hyper-athletic power forward. You had Michael Cooper guarding, and you had Byron Scott shooting the ball. I think they had every aspect that you could enjoy from a team standpoint.
Good perspective. First free throw is good.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
He hits both from the stripe. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Payne with it. Lopez outside. He feeds it to Carter Williams. Over in the corner, Portis launches a three. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 3 assists now in this one. Now Barea, Nowitzki outside. The offensive rebound. Mejri, Lopez with the block.
You have to be a fan of how Robin Lopez refuses to give any shot a free pass. He'll block and challenge anything.
Barnes against Butler, and it's going to be a 3-second call.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost him.
That's a lack of attention to detail, and that's all it really takes to hurt yourself in a big moment.
Chicago leading by 21. Payne dishes to Butler. Tries it from 9. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Nowitzki. He dishes it to Matthews. There's the screen. Dallas, no good that time either.
Oof, rough game offensively. He's really struggled and really probably why they're trailing.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, we've seen this league grow year in and year out, changing year to year, evolving year to year. Doris, what do you think of the 3-and-D player type of player we see?
Well, I think first and foremost, obviously, the three-point shot has changed the equation in the NBA. It's hard to win without it. But I look at a guy like Klay Thompson, who, when he came into the league, said he thought his ceiling was that he'd be a 3-and-D type player. I think if you have those two abilities, then your ceiling is much higher than you think it is. To me, Klay Thompson has got to start thinking of himself as an MVP caliber player, because I think he is that.
You think it's a mindset then?
I do indeed.
What about the big player who thinks that way too? Now that to me isn't like the Draymond Green 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys.
Well, how about that guy? And there's guys in college basketball that remind me of Draymond Green. And what separates Draymond is his intellect and his willingness to say, I'm not going to let my size limit my effectiveness on the NBA level. I can play because I know I can pass it. I can shoot it. My vision is terrific. I can put it on the deck. If you can be a multifaceted player, you've got a chance to succeed in the NBA.
Well, it was well said. Now here's Barnes. Chicago grabs the miss. Lopez has got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Payne kicks to Lopez. Powell with the steal. Here's Barea, and the layup is good. Here's Carter Williams. And the NBA allows more fouls than college with 6, but some feel it might not be enough as it affects games too heavily. We lose some of our best players too early, some say. What is the right amount? Too much, too little? What do you think?
Well, I think they're right where they need to be perfectly frank. And if you remember in college basketball, the Big East, when Patrick Ewing was playing there, they went to 6 fouls, and I thought the level of physicality became absurd on the college level. However, it's different on the NBA. I don't think that 6th foul, it's the perfect amount for this league. I get that the fans want the stars to be on the floor. 6 fouls over a 48-minute game is absolutely perfect.
Barea kicks to Matthews. Yep, it counts.
You know, after a first half of poor shooting, he is turning up the heat now.
Both teams will make substitutions. Free throw, good. Matthews.
And you think of guys who are 3-and-D wings. Wes Matthews, throughout his career, has been one of the league's best. A prolific shooter and tremendously physical on both ends of the floor.
And it's the Mavericks on the break. And the shot is good.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
That's an excellent finish on the break, getting all the way to the cup for an easy one.
Now here's Payne. There's a good screen. To the paint. Deflects the pass. Pass to Felicio. Here's Portis. And no good. Good D by Matthews. Jumper off the screen. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Portis has got 7 rebounds in the game. And Wesley Matthews, very capable from long range, but that's not all he does offensively, Doris.
No, Kevin, he's gotten much better attacking the closeout and stepping in to hit that mid-range jumper. He also looks to use his strength, going to work on the low block.
Doris, we've seen more teams look to expand their offenses and stretch teams out. You can't analyze the NBA now without using the word spacing to look at a play.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel like perhaps that post play is being phased out of the game. I don't like that. To me, some of my best memories is watching Hakeem Olajuwon deliver the dream shake on the block, or Patrick Ewing, overpowers somebody. What's your take? I mean, do you think this is something that is simply cyclical, Kevin, where the post play is out of it, or do you see a time where maybe it comes back in?
Well, you've talked about the influence of a Steph Curry and what his long-range shooting means for all these young kids playing on playgrounds around the world.
Right.
They're intrigued by it. They're going to work at it. They see future glory for themselves.
Correct.
I think spacing is here. I think seeing players move without the ball, cutting without the ball, enjoying the passing, enjoying the dribbling. They're bringing in parts of the game which are so eye-pleasing, so fun to watch, and I'm sure it's fun to play, too.
No question. I think, obviously, there's something so exciting to the team making the three and so demoralizing to the team that's having it done to them.
Think of how few players are the size 7-footers, 6'8", 7'2", that have that kind of size that can play that kind of game. You're talking about a very small number.
You're 100% right.
A lot of 6'2", 6'1", 6'3" kids out there,
no
boys
question.
And girls that can play that kind of game.
Well, we keep talking about Steph Curry. Draymond Green may be revolutionizing the NBA as much as Steph Curry.
Yes, good point. The Bulls leading by 19. Wade outside. Pass to Morrow. To the wing on the left. Here's Payne. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
No, I mean, exactly. That's not an easy area for him to operate in with that kind of defensive setup. A nice job to get it up and over the bigger guy.
And so it's Dallas with it. The Bulls getting the bucket.
You just love how Matthews distributes the ball, easily finding his teammates for open looks.
Wade kicks to Morrow. And here's Wade. Butler on the wing. 6 to shoot. From 17 feet out, Wade can't hit.
I love the recognition defensively. They know he can knock down that shot, and you stay right tight to him.
Outside Curry. Kicks it to Powell. Takes a three. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Powell's got 5 points now this quarter. The Bulls leading by 16. Now here's Payne. Here's Morrow. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Chicago, Anthony Moore at the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Both teams deciding to change it up. Good on the second free throw. And so here is Dallas, trailing by 17. And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist by Curry. And it's 8 points for Barnes.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Rondo passes to Wade. To the inside, and stolen by Barnes. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. Here's Noel. Some solid defense from Butler.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Robin Lopez is checked in for the Bulls. And the Mavericks call time here.
Start it.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
Absolutely. Their challenge is to find a way to close off that lane without completely ignoring the perimeter.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Now here's Curry. Noel. Excellent D from Wade. Outside Rondo. And stolen by Nowitzki. And now Matthews pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And it's in there.
You've got to love the speed of Wes Matthews and how he loves to attack in transition.
The Bulls leading by 13. And it's Rondo penetrating. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Rondo's got 4 points in the quarter.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, because of the size difference, that's probably not the one-on-one matchup they'd like to go to very often, but it worked that time.
Well, Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Butler kicks to Rondo. Floats it up for Butler. Pass to Portis. Shot from 16. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Nowitzki.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bulls.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
So both teams making some changes here. The Bulls leading by 15. The pass to Lopez. Now here's Valentine. Guarded by Harris. It's stolen by Barea. In the corner, it's Harris. Dallas again missing. So it's Chicago now. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Barea against Carter Williams. Shot clock at 5. Here's Laverne, and he's way off from outside. Knocked loose and stolen by Valentine. And he's going up for the alley-oop, and Mirotic throws it down.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
No, exactly. A W is a W, but when you do it as a visitor, the accomplishment just seems that much more satisfying.
Powell for 3. Offensive rebound. Mejri, the pass to Harris. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Dwayne, you guys got out-rebounded on the glass tonight, but how did you overcome that to get the win?
Well, first of all, that's an unbelievable rebounding team. So they're very good. I think we made up for it with our energy. We had some steals, deflections that kind of made up for the out-rebounding.
There's more than one way to skin a cat, and you found it tonight, Dwayne. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports Post-Game Show.
Hey again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Now let's take a look at the Jordan Player of the Game. I'll tell you what, his season high in points powered everything they did. Clearly, he was the catalyst tonight as they come away with a well-deserved W.
Scoring machine inside. He worked relentlessly carving out position, calling for the ball, and his teammates gave it to him and fed him, and he delivered.
Well, he made a major contribution with his work on the boards tonight. At both ends, he was operating at full effort, and they needed his rebounds, made a huge impact.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.